mobile device.
You know what time it is. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com on a Friday, October 14th. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
My guy, good afternoon to you. I am feeling amazing. It is beautiful outside. It's a beautiful fall day. I was getting excited. I was looking for my Red Wings jersey because I know they kicked the season off tonight against the Canadians. I said, you know what? It's time to wear my Red Wings jersey, and found out it was dirty. I haven't worn it in a while. I hadn't washed it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to show a little love because I did get a chance to watch the Detroit Pistons last night. Although they lost, I got a chance to represent. I said, you know what? I'm going to show some love, and I'm wearing it backwards.
Yeah, I was going to say for the kids out there, I mean, they're like, Braylon, you're wearing your jersey backwards.
Listen, all you millennials out there, this is how we used to wear it back in the 90s. Crisscross was the number one thing back in the day, and you wore everything backwards. And then it came back in 2000s with the swing man, and everybody would wear their jerseys backwards. But you gotta have the right jersey. Because I was around some guys, like whether it's upperclassmen, whether it's 6th grade, middle school, high school, college. If you're not wearing the right stuff, your guys will fire you up and make you never want to wear something again. Cato June and Victor Hobson. I had on my Nike swing man. It was an Allen Iverson jersey. It was the Philly, the PHILA. Thought I was doing it big, and they fired it up because it was Nike swing man. So I never to this day wore another Nike swing man. I will only wear jerseys that have the Mitchell and Ness emblem on it because I got scarred for life by my big brothers.
I understand being scarred for life. Get to that in a minute. But I do feel out of place today, and I'll let you know why in a minute. The great Tom Mazawey is with us. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Hello, fellas. I am rocking my new Lions hoodie.
It looks nice, man.
I love these. These are the new NFL ones this year, and they're priced right. And I might get a couple more.
What does price right mean?
Like under $50.
Okay, that
like
is a good price.
$55.
Because a nice hoodie like that definitely could look like a $69.99 type hoodie.
It's like a $79 one, but they knocked it down for you.
Good for you.
So follow me here. You got the Pistons on lockdown. Maz, you got the Lions.
Wings.
Let's bring in Fletch over here. Fletch looking good. It is the Red Wings season opener tonight. That's right. Fletch representing the winged wheel.
Thank you. I got a Wings hat on back here. You can't see it, and then can't see the shirt under here, but decided to wear some Woodward Sports merch as well. I've got some let me know when he gets here on under here. Maybe I'll take it off at some point.
Oh, boy.
There it is.
There it is.
Right there, baby.
You guys couldn't resist. There it is.
Here. I am in on the fun.
There it is.
Absolutely. But
as you're wearing green.
Right, I know, right? But I don't think there's a better article of clothing on anybody today than our guy JB. Look at this. Bobby Boucher and the Water Boy. Turn around there, JB.
Mama said,
I
Vicky Valancourt is the devil.
I'm like, dude, I didn't know you're a Bears fan of the Color Rush Bears.
Right.
And he's like, dude, look a little closer.
Hey, you want
Bobby Boucher.
I'm going to tell you a secret. At no point did I think that was a Bears Color Rush jersey because I said to myself, if this is, he will not be doing the show for us today. He would be outside on Woodward waiting for our show to finish if he would have wore one of those atrocious jerseys for what they stand for, at least, not necessarily color
if I would have wore that, I would have put myself out there on Woodward.
We like, don't go anywhere. Just stay on Woodward. Just stand right there at the light. We'll see you in 2 hours.
That's funny. If you would like, by the way, one of these shirts, let me know when he gets here. Go to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shops tab. Over 120 Woodward sports-related items, shirts, shorts, sweatpants, hats, mugs, anything you want, baby outfits. You're going to have a new baby anytime soon. Check it out, woodwardsports.com. You mentioned Scarred for Life.
Okay, I was getting you back on track.
So let me tell you this story. I was 19 years old rushing the fraternity over there at the University of Michigan.
Hey, I know that place.
And every Wednesday night we had a pledge dinner where you had to wear, a tie, a sport coat, pants, whatever. Then you had to get on this chair and you had to sing songs, whatever they wanted to ask you. They could ask you all this information. So one of my fraternity brothers, Rupesh Hazra, shout out to Rupesh if you're out there listening, lifts up one of my pant legs. And I have white socks on.
Ooh, not Michael Jackson.
Nope, I had white socks on. I was just running around in the natural course of the day from class to class, and then rush to the dorm, put my suit on or my sport coat and a tie, did not change my socks.
So you had the Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he lifts up my pant leg, walks up to the chair and says, if I ever see you wear a pair of white socks again, I don't care if you're at the IM building working out, whatever the case may be, you're out of here. That was the last time I had ever worn white socks. I still to this day.
Don't fall out that chair. Don't fall out that chair. Please don't.
Still to this day, I don't even own a pair.
Not one.
Of
Not
white
a pair of anklets or nothing.
I don't even own a pair of white socks
love
ever. I only wear black socks, blue socks, or gray socks.
I haven't worn white socks since the 90s, I don't think.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
Think about a 43-year-old man scarred for life when I'm 19.
Once the Fab Five came out with the black socks, it was all over for the white socks.
I appreciate that, man.
It was all over.
That's how it is, man. You get big brothers, the upper class, man. You're in high school and you have on the wrong thing in school and they fire you up. I remember I wore a FUBU jersey. I think I wore a FUBU jersey my freshman year at King High School. Now, see, I'm coming over from U of D. I'm coming over from Catholic school. I was at Jesu prior to that. So same uniform, 5th and 6th grade. Same uniform, 7th and 8th grade. I get to King High School where I can wear whatever I want. And my mom bought me a FUBU jersey, and I was very appreciative. I thought I was in the know. And I walked in the hallway with that FUBU jersey on.
Damon John.
I'm telling you like this. It's nothing like, 100% Damon John. There's nothing like getting embarrassed at 7:50 a.m. and having to wait 4 hours wearing the same article of clothing that you got fired. I could not wait for that bell to ring at 3:59, man. It was a long day. It's a long day.
For the white people out there.
White people know what FUBU is.
Damon John is the guy on Shark Tank.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, they didn't know that.
He's
You're right.
the billionaire on Shark Tank.
The only brother, that him, the black guy. So the black guy. It's him.
I love you, man.
I love you too,
I love you. It's so fun. Guys, big show for you today. Look, really excited to talk to Brady Quinn. This is the biggest. We've had Brady on before. This is the biggest game Michigan has played all season long.
Since Georgia. Yeah.
Absolutely. Since Georgia last year. We'll talk about that. And not so much about Michigan, too. It's a huge weekend in college football. So we'll hit Brady with plenty of questions. Tennessee, Alabama play this weekend. Can USC overcome the blackout in Utah? I mean, it's going to be incredible weekend of college football. But Braylon, your former head coach of the Michigan Wolverines is going to have a huge day as well. We'll talk to Jarrett Irons about the Lloyd Carr tunnel.
So excited about that. We've talked about Lloyd Carr. Can't wait to get Jarrett on the phone as well. He was a part of the situation where they ushered in Lloyd, so he was a part of the beginning of the Lloyd Carr era. Eager to get his thoughts on Lloyd, getting the tunnel named after him, and just excited to talk about Lloyd in general, man. He's meant a lot to me. He means a lot to me, man. That guy was with me through thick and thin, and he kind of got my mind right as I shifted from a freshman to a senior All-American. So just a lot of love for Lloyd Carr.
He's my coach, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't play for him, but I loved him, and I always will put him on a pedestal.
Yeah, you can say what you want to, like Bo Schembechler. I know it's Bo Schembechler. Bo ain't never won a national championship. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's the one thing. And you know, when I was at Michigan, Lloyd Carr was the coach. When I think of Michigan, and so many people, when they think of Michigan, they think of Bo Schembechler. He's the figurehead that they think of. For me, and I think for a lot of people in my generation, Lloyd Carr is that person. And you want to return to Lloyd Carr's Michigan, because for Lloyd Carr's Michigan,
I got in trouble for saying that, by the way. I created that.
Really?
Lloyd Carr's University of Michigan. I created that.
On a Monday Night Football
Monday
lead-in?
Monday Night Football lead-in, and I said it because this is around the time Rich Rod was here, and this when Rich Rod was. Man, I didn't have a problem with Rich Rod as it relates to him being from West Virginia, not being a Michigan guy. I'm young. I don't care about that. I care that he tried to change the tradition. He tried to take away the trophies and statues and knock down all the All-Americans and try to get his way, then try to give a defensive player, which has been done since, the #1 jersey. So when I said it, it was for the tradition. Obviously, Bo Schembechler ushered in that tradition, but I mean, it was for the tradition, and the tradition to me was last guy there was Lloyd Carr.
You know, you walk onto the campus of Michigan, and one of the things that you want to do is you want to see Schembechler Hall, right? You see Bo Schembechler's statue out in front of the football building.
Longer?
That is, well, yeah. I mean. Neither here nor there.
It was a quick joke. It was a quick joke. It was a snap.
Right, caught me off guard with that one. But nonetheless, but you see Schembechler Hall. You wanted to see some representation of Lloyd Carr. Where could you come honor Lloyd Carr? And you can now if you go into the blue lot, you can take your picture right there, Lloyd Carr's tunnel at the University of Michigan, and he'll have his name dedicated to that tunnel. That'll be done tomorrow before the game, and I'm sure he'll have one of the loudest cheers of the afternoon tomorrow in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, wherever you go, it doesn't matter if it's college, it doesn't matter if it's high school, it doesn't matter if it's professional ranks. People that signify championship, people that when you look at them or you think about them, it's championship. People get a huge rise out of that. You get the best applause. You get the biggest ovation in the crowd because you represent greatness. When I think of Lloyd Carr, I think of a national championship in '97. I think of a Heisman Trophy winner in Charles Woodson, arguably the best college football player of all time. I think of greatness personified. So he's definitely going to get a pop. If you're familiar with wrestling, he's going to get a pop of all pops.
Without question. I wish I could be in the stadium tomorrow.
I'll be there.
I have a wedding tomorrow, believe it or not, that I have to be at.
How well do you know the bride and groom?
I know them well.
Okay.
Yes, I know them well. Yeah, so we'll talk about that coming up. Hour number 2 with Jarrett Irons, and, of course, get Braylon's take as well. Brady Quinn will join us in about 10 minutes from now. Want to get to the Thursday night football game next. They should just eliminate Thursday night football from now on. We'll get your take on that, too. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. No secret that new cars are hard to come by. They are available, though, at Les Stanford. Got to make a plan. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. If you want a car, they'll get one for you. Also, over 300 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years. Get off your heels into some wheels. Come on down today. Practically giving them away at Les Stanford Chevrolet and Cadillac. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for Alta. Uptime matters. You know it. The Alta equipment has got everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, you know who to call. You know what time it is.
You know what time
it is.
It's Alta Rental. They got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO, the number 2, Alta. 844-GO-2, Alta.
What a disaster of a game once again last night. It was Thursday night football. I don't even know. Look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. Yeah. Halftime, I turned it off and kind of forgot to go back to it.
Hold on. You
kind of forgot to go back to it.
You want to hear and see something great. As I'm going through my tweets, I got to show you this tweet. So yesterday, I'm talking to Max about 5:30. Max is actually over there in the kitchen eating one of those chicken Caesars from Birmingham Roast.
Great guy.
Oh, man, great. My guy.
He's always smiling.
So legitimately, let me make sure I get this tweet right. I text him yesterday as I'm headed home. I'm talking to him on the phone, actually. I said, he was like, what do you think about the game tonight? I said, I'm not interested in watching a 12-7 win by the Washington Commanders. Ryan Ermanni, I called it on the phone at 5:30 that it would be 12-7. And I tweeted, not the score, but I tweeted it. I watched the first possession. The first possession was Chicago Bears. I watched the second possession, which was the Commanders. And then I tweeted, I said, you know what? I don't have time for this. Thursday night football, I'm out of here. And I didn't go back.
Seriously,
man.
And
apparently I didn't miss anything.
No.
You missed the girl behind you doing a photo shoot, though.
Oh, get out
of herself.
I did watch the highlights in the morning, so I know what happened.
I didn't see it, but I didn't see the girl behind me.
Yeah.
I didn't see that game. And that is one aspect of games on streaming services, though. I literally, I don't know if I had an intention to go back, but it didn't even register to me because I didn't want to. I was just watching regular over-the-air television at that time, and I didn't even think to go back to that crap game.
I was talking to my uncle yesterday, and this is before the game. This is right around 5 o'clock or so, maybe I think right after I got off. And he said, my issue with, I said, don't be one of those people that your issue with the streaming service is it's a streaming service. You don't know how to get there and blah, blah, blah. I said, I guarantee people know how to get to their TV shows when they want to. He said, whoa, nephew, slow down. That's not what it is. He said, I don't like the fact that if I'm watching it and I want to change the channel or commercials, like we do, he said, if I change, I got to get out of that, go to my cable, then get back into that. Sometimes it gets stuck, it gets the buffering. He said, if the game's not good, much like you're saying right now, and this is before last night, I ain't going back.
Right.
And I use ain't for effect.
I agree, because you can't go back and forth. And man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if next week's going to be any better with New Orleans, but
that's a better game.
I didn't think this week could get any worse than last week's.
Why not? 2 terrible teams?
At
least last week you had Denver, a hope of a good team, and the Colts, a hope of a good team. These 2 teams are hopeless.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I told you this yesterday. I said, listen, you got Matt Eberflus, who doesn't know what he's doing. The Chicago Bears organization doesn't know what they're doing.
Eberflus is good D.
Okay,
good defense.
Good defensive back. But you're trying to develop a first-round quarterback talent to be your quarterback of the future, to be your Justin Herbert.
But they have a good defense.
I understand that, Matt. Once again, they've always had a good defense. Like, that's one thing they've always had is good defensive players. And they just got rid of good defensive players. Khalil Mack they got rid of. Akeem Hicks. They have good defensive players. It's about the offense. You got a young, impressionable quarterback that's trying to figure it out. It's a dual-threat guy that gets out of the backfield, but you make him a drop-back quarterback. That's not where he's in his comfort zone. Then he doesn't have a wide receiver because you chose not to pay Allen Robinson. You put it all on Darnell Mooney. He can't do it all by himself. He doesn't have a running game. He has the worst offensive line in the NFL per the stats. This guy doesn't have a chance in hell, and he's not making throws, and I can't blame him.
First of all, you hit it all on the head. Bad offensive line. Running game's okay.
One receiver.
Wide receivers are none. They're nil. They don't have anybody. They really don't. Darnell Mooney is like a 2, maybe a 3.
He was good when he had Allen Robinson, but anybody can be a great number 2.
He's a 2.
Exactly.
He's a Robin. He's not a Batman. And I'm not giving up on Justin Fields yet. I mean, I like the way they rolled him out yesterday. I really do. He's a good runner. He's a strong guy. He's not a little guy. He's a big kid. I still think with the right help that he could still be a good quarterback.
I agree with you, Maz. It's with the right help. But here we are, year 2, and yet again, what are we talking about? Not putting the right guys around him, not providing him with the right offense, not utilizing him the right way, and allowing him to waste another year. These years are very precious, Ryan Ermanni. You say you're not giving up on Justin Fields, and neither am I. Ryan Ermanni, are you giving up on the guy that you told me to move up the list yesterday, and that's Carson Wentz?
Look, I don't think Carson Wentz is a good quarterback at all.
Right.
I don't, but I didn't expect much from this Washington football team. I think Carson Wentz is what he is at this point, and I don't think he's going to be a starter in this league beginning next year. I don't believe that. I do think Justin Fields has so much talent, and we talk about it all the time, Braylon. If you go to the New England Patriots in 2005 instead of the Cleveland Browns, hell, you might be in the Hall of Fame. It's not where you go in terms of the number.
What team?
It's what team you go to, what team you get drafted to. And the Chicago Bears are an absolute disaster. They ruined Mitchell Trubisky, and now they're going to ruin Justin Fields. I will say this, though, too, about Justin Fields. He has to be better when he has the opportunity. There was a rollout, wide open guy in the end zone, and he missed him. Like, there was nobody from me to Fletch, and he missed him. That you can't do that. You almost have to play perfect football if you're Justin Fields, because you're not going to get those opportunities so much. There was one where there was a wide receiver wide open in the end zone, didn't see him. But when you're
he's running for his life.
Yes, that's what. Thank you. When you're running for your life, you can't really sit back there and have the confidence to go through your progressions. So that's where, as a young quarterback, I think you really ruin a kid's confidence. And we talk about it all the time, Bray. When you ruin confidence, you're dead meat. Like Clubber Lang said, dead meat.
Speaking of ruining confidence, what do you think about Ron Rivera, the press conference that he had before the game, and then the press conference that he afterwards, talking about Carson Wentz, Ryan Ermanni? What did you think about that? Because I know what I think.
Look, Ron Rivera is a desperate coach. He's a desperate coach fighting for his life and fighting for every win, and he's probably not going to get 3 more wins this season, and he probably is the next guy that's out.
Yeah, definitely.
If Washington, the ownership, wasn't in such disarray. By the way, Daniel Snyder, I thought he wasn't allowed to be with the team. He's there last night at Soldier Field.
Al Michaels gave it to him.
Yeah, he did. And did you hear Kirk Herbstreit not say a word?
But Al Michaels, he's on the NFL, he knows the higher-ups. And he said, from what I understand, I just think they would like to see him sell the team. And that's exactly – Roger Goodell must have been he could have been sitting in Al Michaels' chair. We do have the post-game sound from Ron Rivera kind of defending his team and his quarterback.
Oh, wait till this is over.
You know, they've played their asses off. They have. They played their asses off for everybody. They come out and they show up. They work hard. All right? They don't complain. Okay? They hear all this stuff and they got to deal with it. I get that. I respect them for it because they're resilient. They come out. Everybody keeps wanting to say, I didn't want anything to do with Carson. Well, I'm the guy that pulled out the sheets of paper, that looked at the analytics, that watched the tape in the freaking when we were in Indianapolis. Okay? And that's what pisses me off. Because the young man doesn't deserve to have that all the time. I'm sorry, I'm done.
That duck threw me off in there in the middle of my ear, but I loved it though. Listen, are we talking about the Washington Commanders being a dysfunctional organization? Yes, they are. Whether it's Snyder's last year, the investigation into their workplace practices. This was last year. Whether it was was Jack Del Rio? Was it?
How do you spell Del Rio? Sorry, it's a line from Rocky. Sorry,
no, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. I was waiting. Rocky 2. That's from Rocky 2.
How do you spell Del Rio? Let me do the figure in Rocky.
Whether it was Jack Del Rio this year with his comments, about politics, etc. Whether it's whatever has gone on, there's a ton of disarray in Washington. But this right here, this is what I get pissed off. Because no one's having this conversation until Ron Rivera opens his mouth and says quarterback.
Right.
He said quarterback. Nobody told him to say that Carson Wentz was the problem. Nobody told him to say, hey, you know what? I got to defend my quarterback. You put yourself in a position to have to defend your quarterback. Is your team in disarray? Yeah. Is the organization terrible? Yes. But in this particular going off the deep end and yelling and this is my guy, and sounds like Mike Gundy, the infamous I'm a 40 rant, when he said, don't go after him, you go after man, I'm 40. Well, Mike Gundy, you went after him and before the game started. Then you benched him, and then he came on afterward and said that Mike Gundy was full of it. Same thing I'm going to say about Ron Rivera. We wouldn't be talking about Carson Wentz and you not love him if you didn't open up your mouth and say the quarterback was the reason why, which that's not the reason why the Washington Commanders suck. By the way, they won last night.
Funny how important quarterbacks are to the head coach, though. I mean, Ron Rivera was a genius when Cam Newton was the MVP of the league. And
I never saw him defend Cam Newton like that.
Riverboat Ron.
I never saw him defend Cam Newton like this.
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is find me a good coach and I'll show you who his quarterback is. Find me a bad coach and I'll show you who his quarterback is. Carson Wentz just isn't a good quarterback anymore. And just goes to show you, Ron Rivera, not a very good coach.
Last night's game, it came down, if you believe it or not, Washington misses a field goal and gives the Bears a 50-yard field. Justin Fields basically got them down inside the 5-yard line on his own, running around, diving for the first downs. Then they get down to inside the 5, and they cannot get in the end zone. It's the second time in the game that they can't get in. But did you notice Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit? I mean, the game's on the line. You would never know it. They were already put to sleep so bad that they couldn't get excited for the last couple of plays. Those two last plays were very close to being touchdowns. It was just like middle of the second quarter at that point for these guys. That's how bad that these games have become. And I'm still rooting for Thursday Night Football to get better.
Of course,
and for Monday Night Football to have a better schedule.
Nobody wants.
I'll take it still because I'm a huge fan.
Nobody wants a bad Thursday Night Football. We're simply saying Thursday Night Football is bad. But isn't this ironic? Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football both could have won by the teams that lost if the receiver would have caught the ball clean.
Unbelievable.
Devontae Adams catches it clean, that's a field goal. If Moody catches the ball clean, it's a touchdown. He ends up catching it, but he ends up catching it on the inch line. Got to catch the ball clean, fellas.
I will say this too about the if you give me $20-25 million, I'll make that Washington-Chicago game sound like every play is the most important play you've ever seen in your life.
But isn't this where Kirk Herbstreit has to step up This is his first year.
I'll tell you, I need more from Al Michaels, too. I feel like he's mailed it in on these.
Oh, he's mailed it in.
$20 million.
He's
done.
He's mailed it in,
done.
man.
He didn't want to leave Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
They said, sorry, man, we're not going to pay you and Tirico. We're giving Tirico the chair. I'm sorry. Move on. So he gets stuck with this Amazon.
Speaking of moving on, we'll get to Brady Quinn. Big noon kickoff in Ann Arbor on Saturday morning. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the down payment for your dream home. Up to $200,000. Lady Jane's. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood.
That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Odds Trader is the #1 site for your game day bets. I'm talking about play-by-play updates, live scores, and the multiple. See, that's the one that did it for me. Multiple sportsbook. This is where you go. oddstrader.com. They give you stats so you can help you make the best bet that you want to. You want to make a little cash. You want the best parlays. You want the best players. Well, go to oddstrader.com because their statisticians are amazing.
Being able to play the Major League West is a blessing, that's for sure, with the Mays out and all the fans that are going to be showing up and bringing that energy. But yeah, it's just a tremendous opportunity.
And that was J.J. McCarthy, Michigan quarterback. It is number 5 Michigan and number 10 Penn State. From the Big House tomorrow in Ann Arbor. Braylon, did you see how we opened up our 9 o'clock program today on Fox 2 locally in Detroit?
Tell me about it.
We opened it up with letting people know that they can be at Ann Arbor High School tomorrow for big noon kickoff. The show starts at 10. You can start lining up at 7 a.m. That's when everything opens up to you if you want to head out there. There's a sign-making station, all kinds of fun. First 200 people going to get a special T-shirt as well. So head on out. Big noon kickoff. Speaking of which, our guy, Brady Quinn, is with us once again. Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, Matt Leiner, Urban Meyer will all be on hand. And I can't forget Rob Stone, who stirs the drink as well.
Whoa. Who's going to be directly across from Brady, working with Fox Sports and Discover as well?
We can find Braylon Edwards there as well.
Same parking lot right there at Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. I will be across from my man, BQ. I follow your coattails anyway, buddy. How you doing, man?
Stop. We're doing great, man. Thanks for having me on, as always. Excited to be back here in Ann Arbor, especially for this matchup. I mean, look, this place is special. It's especially special when you've got a team like Penn State coming in who's got Big Ten aspirations. And I think really for both teams, like, this will be their first true test. You can make the case that I think maybe Penn State's played a little bit more difficulty having to go and beat Purdue on the road. And then even though Auburn's poor, it's still tough to go into an SEC school like Jordan-Hare and go and get a big win against them the way they did. So I can't wait for this game. You know, we've been talking about back and forth, like what do we expect that's going to happen? I honestly, it's hard to tell. I think you can take a lot of different angles of how this game's going to play out. But bottom line is, it should be a tight, close game and one that's going to put one of these teams, I think, in the lead, at least in my opinion, to face off with Ohio State in the Big Ten East.
BQ, let's jump right into it. You already started talking about it. For the fans that think Michigan is just going to go to the Big Ten Championship or they're going to lose to Ohio State, then they probably will just want to see Michigan win. But for those fans that believe Michigan has a chance to get to the playoff again, to beat Ohio State, to get to the national championship, what do you need to see tomorrow out of J.J. McCarthy and that offense or the team, period?
No, you hit the nail on the head. It's J.J. McCarthy in the offense. It's the downfield passing game. You know, we were going over a few of the numbers. I mean, one of the things that's really shocking when you look at the downfield passing game is they don't throw many go routes. I mean, they just don't. I think J.J. McCarthy has won the past 2 games, and then if you go back even further than that, you have to go to the first 3 games of the season where they've really played a lot of lesser opponents when he wasn't even announced to start again, but they were really hitting some of those deep downfield passes more frequent than he had. He was like 2 for 14 on throws over 20 yards since they started Big Ten play. So that's the thing that I need to see. And I honestly feel like if you're Manny Diaz, the defensive coordinator at Penn State, that's what the game plan is. It's, hey, let's stop the run. We know how good Blake Horn is. Hassan Haskins ripped off 30-plus carries, like 150 yards just last year. Let's stop the run and see if this young man can beat us with his arm. And by the way, I don't know how the weather conditions are tomorrow. We're out here right now at Ann Arbor High School, Pioneer. It is windy. It is extremely windy. If it's going to be like this for tomorrow's game, it's going to play a factor in the kicking and definitely passing game.
Brady, no disrespect to Michigan State, but if you look at Michigan's schedule, it really looks like a 2-game season. Out of 12 games, you play Penn State and you play at Ohio State. And this is one of those games throughout the season of college football that really sets up championships and championship aspirations. We really don't know what kind of Michigan team this is yet, 7 weeks into the season. Will we find out tomorrow?
Yes, you will. Like, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that this Penn State team is a balanced team. They've got their running attack back. I mean, if you go back to last year, Penn State didn't have a rusher go over 100 yards last year. You think about that. You know about Penn State, a Big Ten school that's traditionally a lot of great talent. Well, this year they got 2 backs who are really good. Nick Singleton is a freshman as well as Katron Allen. Both those guys can tote the rock. Sean Clifford's really experienced, and he's their backup as a 5-star recruit that's extremely talented. He showcased some ability when he's gotten in games. They've got the playmakers on the outside. The most improved on offense is their offensive line. It's a much better group than last year. If you guys recall, remember last year, Aiden Hutchinson and David Ojabo, they had 5 sacks between the 2 of them. I think they gave up 7 in that game.
Yeah.
Penn State's only given up 7 sacks this entire season so far. So the offensive line play is very much improved. We know defensively they've been a good team, so there's no doubt in my mind. This is like one of those identity games. This is a look in the mirror, figure out who you are type game. I think for both Michigan and Penn State for that matter.
Yeah, you took it exactly where I was about to go with it. Now, you can even take it a step further. Who needs this game more, Brady? Is it James Franklin, the individual that got an extension last year? Let's not forget, James Franklin got paid last year. Came up a little short. Obviously, Sean Clifford got injured. But James Franklin got injured. And then also on the other side, it's Jim Harbaugh, who lost his offensive coordinator, lost his defensive coordinator, flirted with the NFL, and hasn't shown that he can go back-to-back. Who needs it more?
It's such a tough question to answer. I mean, you really could make a case either way. I'm leaning more towards, though, James Franklin. I mean, you've got the recency of what Harbaugh did last year. Look, even if they drop this game, let's just say in this scenario, Michigan was to drop this game to Penn State. If they went out and they beat Ohio State at the end of the year, they still got that going for them, and that would be assuming that Penn State was able to beat both Michigan and Ohio State, right? There's all those tie-breaking scenarios we can start talking about. So I think for that reason, when you look at the next just short-term couple of weeks, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that Penn State, not only for the perception of James Franklin and that contract that he received, needs it more, but also just to have confidence, having to, being able to host Ohio State coming up in a couple of weeks at their house. If they drop this one bad or they get blown out, I would imagine it's hard to think that you're going to compete with the Buckeyes in a couple of weeks.
Brady Quinn, big noon kickoff going to be in Ann Arbor this weekend. You can follow him on Twitter at Brady_Quinn, former Notre Dame quarterback, of course, in the NFL as well. Brady, I wanted to ask you about this weekend as a whole in college football. I mean, this just feels like one of those great weekends. I mean, Michigan, Penn State, Alabama, Tennessee, hell, USC and Utah. I mean, you can just sit there all night and watch college football, right?
It's moving season, right? Like right now, this weekend, these are the weekends that we look at and we go, that's what started the separation. Like we saw a separation Sunday, call separation Saturday, right? In the Pac-12, you've got USC and Utah, taking each other on. Utah's probably already out of it in regards to the national championship implications because they dropped a couple games. But it's a tough place to play. And if USC drops one, it knocks, the Pac-12 down a peg. You look at the Big Ten, obviously this is the matchup. Michigan, Penn State. You go to the Big 12. You have a number of matchups, in particular Oklahoma State, TCU, two of the top quarterbacks of the Big 12, Spencer Sanders for the Cowboys and Max Duggan, obviously, for the Horned Frogs. The SEC, we go to Alabama, Tennessee. I mean, every single conference, this is one of those weekends you look at and say it's going to help shape the college football playoff and what we expect. And on top of that, the Heisman. I think this is the weekend for opportunity for Heisman candidates, whether it's Blake Corum at Michigan or Bryce Young plays and Hendon Hooker for Alabama, Tennessee. I think you've got a lot of that conversation going on too.
Yeah, let's stay there with Tennessee and Alabama, Brady. Jalen Milroe, obviously filling in for Bryce Young if he can't go. You know they struggle when he filled in Arkansas. They struggled a little bit last week as well. Jalen Milroe or Hendon Hooker, the guy that continuously proves that, no, I'm for real. You're taking Jalen Milroe in Alabama, or you're taking Hendon Hooker in Tennessee this week?
Well, I think there's going to be a chance that Bryce Young plays in this one. If you look at the betting line, I think they're factoring in that Bryce Young will be able to go. So I'm expecting it will be Bryce Young. Now, you may see Jalen Milroe a little bit too, but here's my biggest concern. Look, the Tennessee defense has been good against the run. The problem is they've been awful against the pass this year. Even as bad as Jalen Milroe's looked, even if he plays, I think they could be effective enough in the passing game with what we've seen out of Jahmyr Gibbs running the football to do enough. But like I said, I'm fully expecting Bryce Young to be in there. And when he's in there, he's going to dice up that Tennessee defense. They give him about 300 yards per game. And on the flip side, Tennessee has not faced a defense like Bama all year. This is going to be a huge challenge for them. That offensive line is going to struggle to protect Hendon Hooker against a guy like Will Anderson, that pass rush. So call me crazy, but I know it's a tough game. I like Alabama on the road there to take care of business versus Tennessee.
Brady, an off-the-field question. How is Urban Meyer treated in Ann Arbor when you guys are walking around?
As you would expect. I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough. Well, good stuff, man. We certainly appreciate it. I mean, do you have a prediction in this one before we let you go? Michigan, Penn State?
Pain.
Yeah, you know what? Take the under. I'll save my prediction for the game, for the show tomorrow, but I do think it's going to be a lower-scoring game. The weather's starting to turn a little bit. And like I said, if it's windy like it is today, it'll play a factor in some of the kicking game, downfield passing game. So something to keep an eye on as we're kind of heading into tomorrow. But a lower scoring, traditional Big Ten matchup. Both these teams trying to establish the ground game. We'll see what happens from there.
Brady, thanks for doing this, man. We appreciate it, bud.
Hey, man, Fox tried to keep my boy from you, man. You know what I'm saying? They kept the schedule tight, man, so I don't have a chance to take him out for dinner, man. Fox's schedule is like...
We got to go to the hockey game tonight, right? You got a big match.
That should be fun, though.
Taking on BU.
Yost is great.
Yost is great.
Yeah, so we're going to head there for that. There's a dinner planned. Some executives are in town. That's the thing. You get these big matchups. All the executives want to come around now, and then you're like, hey, man, I got my schedule. I got how I like to prepare for stuff. Like, that's with my schedule now.
They're like the hell with that.
That's great.
Like, so you got to come out with us.
Enjoy Ann Arbor, and Yost is great, Brady. You're going to have a great time. Thanks so much, man. We hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
My guy, always appreciate you, man.
Brady Quinn, check him out. Big noon kickoff in Ann Arbor tomorrow, right across from Michigan Stadium. They'll be camped out at Ann Arbor Pioneer High School, a stone's throw away. Follow him on Twitter at Brady_Quinn.
It was funny. I used that line from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think what's his name? Brad Pitt won the Oscar for that, working with Leonardo DiCaprio. See, that's going to be. Brady's my Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm going to just ride his coattails all the way.
Amen. Any day. That's funny, too, about Urban Meyer in Ann Arbor, right?
I saw it.
He's got to know that, right?
I'm trying to think what game was out there, and I saw it. Like, they get after him. Was it the first game of the year? I think.
I like Urban, man. I like him. I find him to be okay, man.
Until he's dancing with your 19-year-old daughter in the bar somewhere. Then you don't like him.
Then
you don't like him.
Ain't my it is what it is.
Kid.
Yeah, ain't my kid. It's fine. Oh, God. Continuing on here with Michigan and Penn State. We'll get Braylon's take on the game. I'll give you mine as well. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
All right, fellas. If you join the Pepper Club, they're going to save you $5 against any competitor on unlimited tanning or more. You got to get down there to cleanest salons in the D, and you know it. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. Check them out. ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this this program has been, I'm not snoring anymore. I have a lot of energy. It's great. And oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-FIN or visit customhealthcenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Are you looking to buy or sell or invest in a home? Are you? I want to ask you, are you looking to buy, invest in a home? Well, I got the person just for you. That's Mike Phillips. My man knows what he's doing. 23 years in the game. He's putting everybody else to shame. Number one is what he is. Look, man, whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, invest, and it's his top priority. So why don't you let him do it? 313-403-0011. Game on.
Welcome back. Thanks for making Woodward Sports part of your day. WoodwardSports.com, Woodward Sports Chat. Having some fun here on a Friday. Braylon, Michigan, Penn State. This is, and we talked to Brady about it. Look, this is a 2-game schedule, and I know Michigan State and anything can happen in a rivalry game.
Illinois is playing good.
Yeah, Illinois, but you're playing them at home, and I'd like to believe if you have national championship aspirations, which I believe any team, I believe about 8 teams could win the national championship this year. 6 to 8 teams have a chance, legit shot to win the national championship this year.
I hope you're right.
And I don't think that's been the case. I think Michigan's one of those teams. This is one of those games you're just going to find out a lot more about Michigan. They have not had to play anybody yet, and it's week 7.
You haven't had to play anybody yet, and that's when people's complaining about Michigan. They kiss my ass, but that is a legitimate complaint when you start having aspirations of winning the national championship. When you start having aspirations of winning it all, you want to see something. I know his completion rate, and when you say completion rate, you're talking about J.J. McCarthy. I know it's 78%. I know he's leading the nation. I know he's 1,100 yards. Hasn't rushed the ball much like you thought he would with the little limited time that he had last year. I think it was a 500 yards rush, or 500 yards passing, but 124 yards rushing on limited attempts. I need to see it. Like, if I'm being honest, Ryan and Ermanni, I need to see it. I understand.
Well, you want to see it for sure, absolutely.
No, you need to see it. Like, you need to see it. Now, defense is going to do what they do. They'll be able to hold up. They'll play an ugly game, but keep Sean Clifford in the box. That'll be good for them. But on the offensive side, I'm just talking about J.J. McCarthy. People talked about early on in the year, this guy has a chance to be special. Some people think he has a chance to beat the single-season record at Michigan, which you and I talked about, which he should, which he does. But I got to start to see it. I got to start to see passes that aren't just to the tight ends, and tight ends get extra yards. Not just giving little dump passes to Roman Wilson over the middle, and Roman Wilson goes for 56. I got to see him get the ball down the field. I understand the weather might be a part of that, and maybe the game plan had changed, but that's why you have Donovan Edwards. That's why you have Blake Corum third in the nation in rushing. But I got to see something out of JJ, because what I've seen so far, nothing I've seen out of JJ is anything that more special than what I saw out of Cade McNamara. Like, if I'm being honest, we went to JJ for the special plays. We went to JJ to look special, to look like we could compete with Ohio State again, to look like we can compete with Alabama and Georgia. I just haven't seen it yet. And I know he's missed some throws. I know his shoulder was bothering him. That's why, and he had surgery. He missed spring ball. It takes time to develop chemistry with wide receivers, and you have wide receivers. But I need to see him utilize those wide receivers, and I need Michigan to allow him to utilize those wide receivers. Don't tell me in preseason that this wide receiver core could be the best wide receiver core since Steve Breston, Jason Avant, Braylon Edwards, Mario Manningham, whoever was on that squad, whichever year you're talking about. Don't tell me that they could be this, but you don't give them an opportunity to. You got to get Andrell Anthony an opportunity to get down the field on this Penn State team. You got to give Roman Wilson, who's playing this week, a chance to get over the middle. Ronnie Bell was wide receiver 1 coming into the season. We saw what we saw to Ronnie Bell in the one game, the limited action he had last year. You got to allow those guys to be dogs. If you want to beat Penn State, if you want to beat Ohio State, if you want to roll Michigan State next week, you got to let these wide receivers, who you told me were that good, Ron Bellamy, Coach Harbaugh, you told me they were that good. Well, you got to show us. You got to let those dogs eat, because they're waiting. Clemens, Baldwin, whether it's Andrell, whether it's Roman, whether it's Bell, they're chomping at the bit. You got to take the leash off and let those boys fly.
Hey, I'm a little worried about this game, and I know you guys aren't. I am. I think Penn State is a solid number 10 team in the country. I think they gave Michigan all they wanted last year, although it was in Penn State. It was up in the Nittany Mountains. But I haven't seen it either from JJ. And I'm hoping, like I said earlier in the week, that Jim is keeping this a pretty vanilla offense right now and trying to wait till towards the end of the year. You got 6 games left, whatever it is. Maybe save it for the big dogs. This is a big dog. You got to let some of it out this week. I just want to throw something out at you guys. Let's say JJ struggles again, and he struggles and Michigan's down. Do you think there's a chance that he would put Cade in?
0.
Absolutely not. Absolutely, and he shouldn't. Absolutely not. Those are the type of decisions that have people second guess if they should have allowed you to go to Minnesota. Those aren't the type of decisions you make. We're knee deep in the strum now, so you don't make a decision like that. Man, as I understand, you say they're waiting. They're vanilla, but no team in the country is waiting. Is Stetson Bennett, were they waiting in Georgia for Stetson Bennett to throw for 384 the first game of the week? The first game of the year? Was
second-year starter, though.
You said what?
Second-year starter.
Understood, but nobody ever said Stetson Bennett was that guy. Nobody ever said Stetson Bennett is the man. I'm talking about a team. You don't just wait, because if you don't have that bag to go to, and we talked about this before the show, you said, well, they're waiting. They're building him.
I think that's an argument out there. I don't believe that.
Exactly, but that's what I'm telling. If you listen, I'm telling Maz.
I'm listening.
I'm telling Maz I disagree with that. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
If they're not waiting, then I don't think they got the goods.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't wait. Like, what are you waiting for? No team in the country is waiting. Now, last year, they did do some different things late in the year, but you're talking about 4 plays. You're talking about the play to Eric All against Penn State. That was a nuanced play that they set up. You're talking about the reverse pass from Donovan Edwards. That was a play that they set up. You're talking about 3 or 4 plays. I'm talking about getting the ball down the field to the vertical passing game like Brady talked about, to Andrew. I'm talking about letting JJ take over, like letting him act. You know you got Blake Corum. You know you'll be able to run the ball early on in the year. If you haven't shown that you can do it, sometimes it's hard to just go to the bag and say, hey, you know what, it'll be there. Don't worry. When we're desperate against Ohio State, we'll be able to dig in this bag and pull out a 65-yard passing play. If you haven't thrown one, how the hell are you going to pull it out the bag?
2 elements I'd like to see tomorrow in this game. One is I would like to see a lot more read option plays with JJ. Use his legs. Use how good the Michigan running game has been with Blake Corum. Use that to your advantage. Let those ends crash down and have JJ go around the outside. And the other player I'd like to see, Braylon, you bring him up all the time. I'd like to see Andrew Anthony a lot more, because we see Ronnie Bell, we see Roman Wilson. They're out there. I think this offense could be deadly if you just add that third wide receiver to this offense. Now, the tight end position, and it's been Schoonmaker this year. That tight end,
Eric All is suffering from injury.
Yeah, because Eric All has been injured. Schoonmaker's been that third option, essentially, because Ronnie Bell seems like a possession guy. Roman Wilson seems like a deep guy. But I think if you can get Andrell Anthony involved, you've seen what he can do with the football if you get him the football. They're going to be concentrating on Blake Corum. They're going to be concentrating on Ronnie Bell. They're going to be concentrating on Roman Wilson down the field. If you can use Anthony in that slot, moving him, working the middle of the field, I think you will be deadly. That is a player I'd like them to be able to use, because they're going to need him moving forward. You can't just have 2 guys. You're too predictable in that case. You need that third wide receiver. Now, the third element has been the tight end. I think you need that third wide receiver, and Andrell Anthony can be that guy this week and against Ohio State when you absolutely need him.
If you told me what you did, that J.J. McCarthy was better than Cade McNamara,
I believe that.
No, not you. I'm saying they, by starting. I'm talking about Jim Harbaugh. I'm talking about offensive coordinator. You told me that J.J. was better than Cade because you started him. You told me J.J. was special. You told me J.J. was electric. You said that he could do things that Cade can't. Well, let him do them. Let him do them. Don't let him throw one overthrow on a pass and then go away from the deep throws the rest of the game. Don't not go to the RPO, step back, throw passes like Ryan said. Don't put the ball in Blake Corum's chest and not have the ability to pull it out and look for the tight ends or look downfield. Listen, you trusted in this guy. You benched the guy that got you to the playoffs last year. I repeat, you benched a guy that got you to the college football playoffs last year because you said that this guy was ready. You said that this was the guy. If he was ready and you were willing to bench him, then don't baby him along. You got to throw him in the fire and see what you got.
I just watched the video earlier today. Today is one of the anniversary days. A lot of baseball history. But Mario Manningham catching that game winner against Penn State, and Chad Henne threw it to him.
Final play of the game, 2005.
Yeah. Chad Henne threw it to him. And there have been a lot of really good Michigan quarterbacks here, including Jim Harbaugh. You went out on a limb and said J.J. is going to be the best.
I still think that, by the way.
Why?
Because I think he's as talented a Michigan quarterback as we've ever seen. Pure talent.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I'm just telling you. I think
he's played bad competition, and I still haven't seen it.
Take the training wheels off. We're gonna.
He's also played with two offensive coordinators that nobody necessarily wanted, that didn't have any necessary offensive coaching prowess.
You might be right with your
conversation on Monday. Can you watch a kid play a team first?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for it.
I know you are.
But I get what Matt said.
I hope you're right.
I get what Matt said.
I understand it.
I get what Matt said. You play less inferior. You play inferior teams. You should see some stats that are a representation of that. I understand what Matt said.
Including last week against Indiana, where he could have really put his name out there, and I didn't see crap.
What did I say before the season started? If Michigan doesn't score 40 points a game on offense, it's on them. They're the reason Michigan is the reason they're not scoring 40 points a game.
I was looking at something, and I don't know what I did with the stats. I think here it is right here. I thought this was wrong. Like I literally looked this up, and I thought this was wrong. How many games have been played, fellas? 6. What were we so excited about with J.J. McCarthy last year? We were excited about the ability that not only can he pass, what else could he do?
Run.
6 games, he has 90 yards rushing.
What I tell you, that's the 2 things I'd like to see.
6 games, 90 yards. That's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough at all.
I don't need him to have 5,000 yards, but I need to see more than that.
Totally agree with you. What are we going to see out of the Spartans? We'll get to that next. But first, a message from Syntron.
Syntron is the official energy of the Red Wings. And shout out to the Red Wings starting open the season tonight against the Montreal Canadiens. Check them out. D-Mac will be there, and Mike Gentry for WoodwardSports.com will be covering them as well. But look, Syntron has started their pre-order to the edition 6-pack. CyntronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get that limited edition 6-pack. It is amazing. Cranberry, sugar-free, and the classic flavors are in there. Listen, they are partnered with WoodwardSports.com so that they can re-energize the community. Whether it's the Tigers, the Wings, or the Pistons, they want to re-energize them. So let's let them.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
WoodwardSports.com. Thanks for being along with us on a Friday in advance of a big college football weekend around here. Michigan State is hosting the Wisconsin Badgers. Michigan State, Braylon, I don't even know what to say about this game. I really don't, because there is. I just did not expect this. I did not. I have 7-5. Yeah. 7-5, and I was laughed off the stage at 7-5. To be honest with you, I mean, people are making them videos. The Michigan State little in the Twitter world.
The parodies and memes.
The Twitter world.
Guess what?
These guys don't know what they're.
They got a lot of time to make those videos.
Right?
Now.
I don't see any videos of anybody making us.
I haven't seen any Michigan State shirts.
I haven't seen any Michigan State videos.
No Tuck coming.
Lately.
No Sparty.
Which is great, but. end of the day, I don't even think they saw this coming. This has gone from bad to worse for Michigan State. If they don't win this game, I don't see where they win. Rutgers?
I think last year we talked about it. K9 masked a lot of issues for them. Offensive line last year, they weren't necessarily that good, but K9 was amazing. You look at the secondary last year, it was last in the FBS. You know how bad you have to be last in the FBS, and they're not much better this year because the guy that was good for them, the guy that was smooth, Xavier Henderson, he's out. So he's out for the year. This is the only place I think they can go, Ryan Ermanni, as I'm looking at this game. If you want a spark, and you have nothing else to lose, what is the surefire way to get a spark in football?
Start your backup quarterback.
You know it. Start your backup quarterback. Because at the end of the day, you're not going anywhere right now with Peyton Thorne. The offensive line isn't that good, but Kim runs better than Peyton Thorne. Every time he comes in there, he looks like something. Hell, I don't know if he's that guy or not, but I know he looks better than Peyton Thorne, and I know you need a spark. The thing that I keep saying is if you look at Michigan State, they still have Reed, they still have Mosley. They still have Keon Coleman. They have a wide receiver core. They have Daniel Barker at tight end. I like him. I saw him a little bit in the first 3 games of the year. And they still have 2 decent running backs. So they have skilled possession players on offense. They just got a quarterback and a terrible offensive line that are not allowing them to make plays. So if I'm Mel Tucker and I want to start, hey, look, man, it's not even about Tuck coming anymore. It's about Tuck surviving. I start Kim, get him out there, let him create a spark. Because, hell, if he's not good, guess what you can do? You can go right back to Peyton Thorne.
He was warming up all game last week when I was at that game.
Because he knows it's coming.
He was. The people behind me was like, "Put Kim in, put Kim in." But you're not going to beat Ohio State with that team, no matter who the hell's in there.
Agreed. I'm glad.
But can you beat Wisconsin, a team that's 3-3, a team that's?
I don't think you could beat them.
A team that fired their head coach, a team
so
that's
would you
on
start
the road,
Kim?
a team
Or would
that's
you bring
1-2 in the conference.
Do you like Kim? I don't even know what year is he in.
Kim is a redshirt. I want to say redshirt freshman. But what I'm saying is I've seen out of him so far is every time he comes to the game, he looks different. The offense looks different when he's there. He has 2 touchdowns passing, if I'm not mistaken.
I would try him.
I would maybe start Peyton Thorne because, it is Wisconsin. Peyton Thorne does have a track record of whatever the hell that means. I would start him, but I'm talking about 1 series. Peyton Thorne will have 1 series to show me that we should go with him for the rest of this first half. 1 series. And if it doesn't look like anything in 1 series, you know what? What do you have to lose is the big question. What do you have to lose?
Is there any trouble? Well, actually, it's a dumb question. Just going to say, if they lose out, is Mel Tucker in trouble if they lose out?
No.
Is nothing.
No.
Like, they can finish the season 2-10, and he's good.
He's fine.
He'll still be fine because you look at it as COVID year was his first year. He didn't get a chance to recruit that year. They hired him on Zoom.
Right. That was stupid, actually.
Exactly.
I wish I could take that back.
They hired him on Zoom, and then last year they go 11-3. Whether it was K9 or not, they still go 11-3. He's beat Michigan 2 years in a row. So, no, they don't fire him, but I tell you like this. He'll have half of the season next year.
I was going to say, what do you get, 4 games, 6 games next year?
I'll give him 6.
Damn.
I'll give him 6, and if it's anything in 6 games, if it's anything 3 or the other, if it's 3-3, I don't know, man.
For a recruit, is it easier when you're bad? Like, is it easier?
He still needs time.
Let me ask you this. What I'm saying is this: on the recruiting trail, is it easier to sell if your team sucks, or is it because you could come in and play right away, or is it easier to sell when your team's good and you're playing in all the big games and all the big moments? Hey, do you want to be a part of this?
The answer is depends on the position.
Yeah.
Because if you got a guy that's a defensive player, if you got a linebacker, or you got a stud safety, or you got a stud DN, that it doesn't matter if the team is necessarily good or bad. Obviously, if the team is better, it helps any position. But if you're a defensive player and you're a stud, and you're like, look, like whatever team, Michigan State, look, big school, they play Michigan every year, they play Ohio State, I can make it work. Mm-hmm. But if you're a wide receiver and you're a big-time talent and Michigan State sucks, and I'm like, the offensive line can't block for the quarterback's not good, they won't play the other quarterback, I don't know what quarterbacks they have coming in. No, at a receiver, I'm not going there. But I think it depends on position.
All right. Hey, we're going to take a break. Come right back. When we do, we're going to be joined by Jarrett Irons, former Michigan linebacker and All-American in '96. It is a big weekend for Lloyd Carr. Tomorrow, the tunnel is going to be named after him. We'll get Jarrett Irons' take on that. He was there when it all started. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house that tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 monitoring. Make sure what is important to you stays safe. Call that number right now, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hey everybody, for a limited time only, the all-new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. How about the chili cheeseburger and the bacon blue? And upgrade those fries, chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, and nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Fletch. We got JB in the house. Very excited to bring this guy in. Jarrett Irons, former Michigan linebacker from 93 to 96, an All-American in 96. Played for Lloyd Carr, was there at the beginning of the Lloyd Carr era. Jarrett Irons, thanks for joining us, my friend. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Hey,
what's going on, Smooth? In Indian Village bound over there, man.
Hey, I can't complain, man. I love it here.
Doing fantastic.
I just gotta say, man, I appreciate my brothers, man. Whether it's Brady, whether it's Jarrett. Look, man, I hit Jarrett up yesterday right after the show via Maz, and Jarrett said, "Hey, man, no problem, brother. Jarrett's the smoothest guy there is,
smooth.
Jarrett's smooth. He said, "Hey, man, I might sit in the car, but I'll be there."
Look at those glasses.
Actually, man, you know, 3 o'clock works better for me, man. I got you, brother.
Check those shades out.
Hey, Braylon, anytime you call, man, anything for you, buddy. You know that.
My brother, man.
Hey,
my
Jarrett,
brother.
take me back. You know, obviously tomorrow Lloyd Carr is going to be honored. It'll be the Lloyd Carr Tunnel. Take me back. You were at Michigan when this entire transition unfolded. What was a young Jarrett Irons thinking at that time as you come to play for Gary Moeller, and then all of a sudden Lloyd Carr is your head coach now, and there's all this turmoil, and is this guy the right guy, all that stuff. What was going on through your mind when this all took place?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. You know, when they recruited me, when Moeller was recruiting me, Cameron, and Lloyd. Well, Lloyd had already been on staff for some years, so he was already my defensive coordinator. So I had a strong familiarity with Lloyd and loved him, and I was very, very happy that he was. It was unfortunate that Mo, got into an incident, but it was interesting during that time because I was a 2-time captain in Michigan, so. When Mo got in trouble, I was in Texas visiting home, and I had to fly right back and do the press conferences, and when they made Lloyd the interim. So for me, I've been around those guys forever, and I was happy for Lloyd. It was interesting when Lloyd was still interim. We had an away game we were playing, and our athletic director Joe Roberson came and saw me on the plane and pulled me aside and asked me, about how Lloyd was doing and so forth. And I told him, I said, listen, if Lloyd's not the head coach, if you don't remove the interim off of his off of his title, then I'm not coming back for my senior year. That was my 4th year. And come to find out, he said, Jarrett, I'm going to make that happen, and it worked out. So, it's funny, 8 years ago, I was at a funeral with Lloyd, and Lloyd brought it up to me. He told me, pulled me aside and said, Jarrett, I know what you said on the plane to the athletic director Roberson, and he thanked me. So I never knew he knew. So it was a very interesting time.
Yeah, that's dope, man. You bring it up. It kind of reminds us of when the '85 Bears, when they went to the owner, they went to Paul. They said, "Hey, look." They said, "Hey, man, if Buddy's not on the team, we're leaving. If Buddy's not on the team, we're staying." I love that. But you make another interesting point. So much is made about guys taking over, but a lot of times you forget that those guys that take over sometimes the head coach, they've been there. They've recruited you guys. They know you. They've coached you. They already know you. What was it about Lloyd that you knew he was the one? Like, what made Lloyd Carr the guy that you knew could take over?
Lloyd, he's a smart guy. He's read a lot of books and he's a great motivator. I think what was great about Lloyd is that he, from an intellectual standpoint, he would challenge us. He would have us read books and different sayings and different quotes, and he was a coach that listened, and he knew the pulse of the team. With him taking over, he had known all of us anyway. So, it was just him being the head coach, but he just his finger was on the pulse. It wasn't like him taking over a job, going to another school. He had already, knew what made us tick, but he wanted to put his own flair to it, his own twist, and it just resonated with all of us.
Yeah, it's funny you say that he's very red, because that's one thing Coach Carr is. When you sit outside his office, like before you go in there and talk to him, he's got the dictionary, and you got to come in with a word. You got to look the word up, write it down, write the definition. You got to come in there. When I remember getting in trouble my junior year, and I wrote down 3 times because I had to sit outside his office for 3 days. But that's neither here nor there. First word was greatest. The second word was all, and the last word was time. And I just defined him as such, and he was like, "Oh, you got some damn work to do, man." So you're definitely right about Coach Carr, man.
Hey, Jarrett. It's Tom. It's Maz. Thanks for coming on with us. Hey, man, I wanted to ask you about, go back to that plane ride with Joe Roberson, and you basically laid your jersey down a la Rudy in Notre Dame, basically, and said, that's my guy. That's who we're riding with. Do you know who else they might have been leaning towards naming the head coach back then?
To me at that point it didn't matter. So I had redshirted. So I had 5 years there in Michigan, and I graduated. I was graduating that year. I graduated 4 years, and I started my master's my 5th year, and so I didn't have to come back. And I could have gone and left and so forth. And so I wanted to make a point to the athletic director Roberson that, listen, I don't know what you're thinking, but Lloyd is got to be the guy, or I'm definitely not coming back for rebuild or so forth. And at that time, I knew that I was a junior captain, but I figured I'd probably be captain of that team the next year. And I had my finger on the pulse. I knew what the players wanted and what we needed, and Lloyd was the right guy. So I really didn't. I was very stern with him. It wasn't an option. The injury had to come off.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You basically answered my question, but I was going to ask you how much of the team really wanted him back. Were there any guys there that said, "No way, I don't want this guy. We got to move on from him"?
No, we were all unified. And I felt very confident in my decision and voicing for the team, being the captain, voicing for the team what we wanted. We all wanted Lloyd to be the head coach. And, because leading up to that, I can't remember what game it was, but leading up to it, a lot of people were bringing it up every week, is Lloyd going to be, they're going to lift the interim title off of his, for him and so forth. And there's a lot of speculation. So I just wanted to nip it in the bud and just tell Athletic Roberson that, listen, if you don't lift it, I'm definitely not coming back.
Tomorrow, Lloyd Carr is going to have the Michigan Tunnel named in his honor. Tomorrow, Coach Carr, 122-40 in 13 years as head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. 5 Big Ten championships, a national championship in 1997. Talking to Jarrett Irons now. Jarrett, I want to ask you about Coach Carr. What was it about his ability to motivate and stay on stay on course with young players? I mean, everybody's trying to find their way, right? In a college football team, everybody wants to be the guy. But what was it? What was his ability to keep a team, make a team, and lead men?
I think, he had a strong ability to adapt and meet you where you are. Everybody's different. You have a team where all these different individuals, you all come from different walks of life, and being able to relate to all of us at our different stages of our development. I think he had a innate ability to do that. And like I was saying earlier, and Brendan was bringing it up, I mean, he was an avid reader. So he wasn't complacent and just, let's do it the Michigan way, this is the only way to do it. It was funny because when he first took over as interim, I mean, it was a lot different than when Mo was there. We were in two-a-days, we had popsicles and we'd have breaks, and he's the one that brought like periods where normally when Bo was coaching and Mo, it was the tradition in Michigan, you're going to practice until we get it done, and we'd be out there for hours. And Lloyd was like, listen, we're going to run this. He ran it like a CEO. He said, listen, we're going to have periods. If we don't get the work done in this amount of time in this one period, we're going to the next period. You know what I mean? So he ran it like a business, and it really resonated with all of us. And it was different from how like Mo ran. So it was a change. It was a big difference, but we all loved it, and I think that his ability to adapt and to adapt to the change was what his biggest attribute, I would say, that he had.
What are you looking at?
No, I was imitating Jarrett in the background, man. I still have that. Isn't it Sporting News or is it Street and Smiths? I think it's Sporting News.
Yeah, I think that's my Sporting News.
I think it's Sporting News. Yeah, Stan, man. We had all the magazines growing up, man. I just remember this one right here, man. It's similar to his All-American pose, man.
That's so great.
Before you get out of here.
I remember taking that picture in the weight room, man. I got clowned by a lot of guys.
Oh, yeah. I told you we were talking about guys getting clowned.
Hey, I got a picture to show you guys. Put that picture up of Braylon and Lloyd there, Fletch.
Oh,
see if you guys remember that. Look at that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Look at that. That's the Rose Bowl.
That was before Texas.
Look at that. Those are my guys.
That was before Texas. That's a hell of a picture there, man. You took me back on that one. Hey, big bro, before you get out of here, man, just give us a Lloyd Carr story. Give us a you and Lloyd Carr story. Give us one.
A good one.
A million of them.
He did have the moment on the plane.
Oh, true. He did say the moment on the plane. That wasn't him and Lloyd, though.
Yeah, but Lloyd got him after.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lloyd.
Should have asked you beforehand.
I know you should have asked. I had to really.
That's my fault. I dropped the ball on that one, man. Literally and figuratively.
I mean, there's been many of them, but I know just Lloyd. He had a great. You know what? What I would say to him, and what I say about him, he had an innate ability to motivate, and I'll never forget. Like we were sitting in the room, and he'd always talk about a new team that we're going to play, and he would say that this guy he would call out
Blue
like,
Twisted
a guy
Steel.
He'd call out a guy that was a linebacker that played my position. He'd be like, we recruited him. He didn't want to come to Michigan. We ended up with Irons, but we wanted that player.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it would fire you up to a point where like I'm going in that game. I'm going to.
He's not lying. He's not lying.
He just had an ability. There's just so many stories that Lloyd has, and he just was. I'm very grateful to have him as a friend and a coach, and I look forward to being there tomorrow to celebrate with him and his family and a lot of our teammates. So it's just gonna be nice. It's gonna be good to see.
Hey, Jarrett, I got one on the way out here about this Michigan team that you're going to watch tomorrow. What do you need to see out of them tomorrow? What do you believe in this team right now and Jim Harbaugh? Are they really – they got a shot to go undefeated till the end of the year and give Ohio State everything they got? What's your take?
Listen, it's all about one game at a time, but I would say what I do like about this team is that they play together. And you can tell that they don't get flustered, and they believe in one another. And so from that standpoint, I think that they have all the the attributes and the mindset to take it that way. I mean, obviously you got to take it one game at a time, but I'm excited to see them. They're young. The stage isn't too big for them. I think last year getting that taste and not going further in the playoff, I think that left a bitter taste in their mind. I think also too, getting to that point, they saw that, look, we're good enough to be there. You know, like the difference is, like when I played and Braylon played, we were winning at that time. So when you're winning, young guys come in, they know what it means to win because they've seen it. These guys before last year hadn't seen winning in a long time on that level, so they got a taste of it, and so I think they're hungry. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I mean, obviously we've got to take it one game at a time, but I think I have high hope for them. I think they can do what they need to do tomorrow and keep getting better each week, but I have high hopes. I think they're going to do very well this season.
Last thing, and I'm going to tell you the story. Based off what you said, you're absolutely right, because he did do that. He did that my freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. But the funniest he ever did is we're playing USC my junior year, and this one they had Mike Williams. And Mike Williams was a man-child. Like Mike Williams, his sophomore year at USC, what he did, just a man-child. He said, hey, they got a guy named Mike Williams. He's the real number one, Braylon. I get rid of you. I get rid of Avant. I get rid of Tab, Gonzalez. Hey, Soup, get them all out of here if I can have Mike Williams. And it's funny because you know it's coming, but this is what Jarrett's right. He was so psychological. Like you knew it was coming. You knew it was a joke, but at the same time, you like, man, that mofo said that in the team meeting room. All right, we gonna see who the real number one is on game day. But he knew what he was doing. You're absolutely right.
He would always do it in the team meeting room. He would call it out in front of everybody. He called, and it was just that innate ability to motivate, man. But you know, we go out to practice after that. Everybody would be riding around each other like, man, we're gonna practice hard.
Be trying to win the Heisman. Be trying to win the Heisman on State Street.
I love it, man. That's so good. Yeah. That is so good, Jarrett. Thanks so much for the time, my friend. Hope to talk to you again.
Anytime, fellas.
We love doing it.
Best.
Have fun tomorrow.
Appreciate you,
Jarrett Irons going to be there tomorrow for Lloyd Carr, the tunnel dedication. Lloyd Carr's name will be on there. Braylon, what does Lloyd Carr mean to you? I want you to tell me that next. But first, a message from Custom Health Centers. Is it time to get back to your fighting weight? Feel like some are packed down a few too many? Custom Health Centers will take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 or 120 pounds, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com, CustomHealthCenters.com, or give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. That number again, 844-789-THIN.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Great to hear from Jarrett Irons, former Michigan linebacker, All-American, 2-time captain for the Michigan Wolverines, part of that Lloyd Carr initial team. He was there during the turnover, and so many people love Lloyd Carr, feel a certain way about Lloyd Carr. He'll be honored tomorrow in advance of the Michigan-Penn State game. If you are watching on WoodwardSports.com, we invite you to check out any one of the shows, Morning Woodward, Big D Energy, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, the Woodward Heavyweights podcast. We've got news, the great shop up there. If you want one of these, we might have to make a new one.
Yeah, I know,
by
right?
the way. This says, let me know when he gets here in honor of Tuck coming. Man, right now it's just about Tuck surviving, as you had coined earlier. Tuck survive.
Tuck survivor, man. He's fighting for his survival. And when we get in our Fill in the Fridays, I'll give you my take on that game. But you asked me a question. I got a chance to think about it before the break. Is what does Coach Carr mean to me? Do me a favor, Fletch. Throw that picture back up there one more time. Maybe for the people that didn't see it, where as I talk about it, you can see Coach Carr and I in the tunnel getting ready for the Texas, Michigan.
You don't get a better picture than that. I hope that's in your man cave.
It is. It is. Like Lloyd, he held you accountable. He taught you that, you know what, when the team wins, everybody wins. You know, he took what Lloyd or both said, the team. You know, anybody can say the team, you get it, but he had other ways to get the team message out there in terms of what it means to be a part of something greater than yourself. Like you always in life, if you have the ability and opportunity to be a part of something greater than yourself, man, it's no greater joy. Something greater than yourself, whether it's your kids, whether it's the team you work with, whether it's the team you play on, whatever it is, it's something greater than yourself. He taught me about how to be on time. He said that was his thing. He says you're on time if you're 10 minutes early, you're late if you're on time, if you're late, you'll be forgotten. Just the life lessons he got you. And then what Jarrett said too, he just knew how to talk to men where they were. He knew how to talk to young men where they were and where they were going. You know, he didn't try to get you to or talk to you where he wanted you to be at. He talked to you where you were and wanted to get you there. His psychology, he would definitely get you to where he was. People have this cliche thing, like people are like, well, you treat everybody the same. That's a cracker, you know what. You can't treat every player the same because every player is not coming from the same situation.
Everybody needs something different.
Some players are coming from California, it's 2,200 miles away. Some players are coming from Plymouth, Aiden Hutchins. Some players are coming from 4 family backgrounds. I have 4 parents. Some kids are coming from 1 parent. Or maybe they're getting raised by their high school coach. You just don't know. Some guys are 18 years old. Some guys are 5th years that are 22. Some kids have babies. Some kids don't.
That's right.
Or some young men don't. He just was able to handle all the individuals. Now, do I agree with everything? No. You're not going to agree with everything someone does. But man, was he special. Man, was he a legend. And the older I get in life, I'm able to look back and pull from those moments. I'm able to actually see what he saw in that moment, see what he was telling me. Even now, I still have like realizations like, oh, damn, Lloyd told me that 20 years ago. So just as a man, he's a beautiful man. I miss his wife dearly, and he took a chance on a kid from Detroit, and I'm here with you guys because of that chance. I mean, that right there, Lloyd gave me an opportunity, and here I sit.
I've been fortunate enough, obviously not to your level, being around him every day, but I've been fortunate enough to know Lloyd Carr a little bit. And man, when Lloyd Carr first said my name for the first time, I was like,
special.
Damn. Like, I felt like I had made it then when Lloyd Carr said my name. It was just unbelievable. He was an unbelievable guy. He still is an unbelievable guy. And I'm just happy he is honored at Michigan tomorrow.
Me too, man. Me
Coach,
too.
Yeah.
If you're out there watching, we love you, man.
Absolutely.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Hey, he was my first caller when I was on the radio by myself for the first time on WJR. And he's driving home one night late, and he buzzed in, and he chatted me up, and it was an honor. I mean, I still think about it. I can't ever get it out of my mind. Then we're eating dinner with my brother-in-law and sister in town from Jersey. We always go out to a wonderful restaurant. We went to the Big Rock Chop House back in the day.
It's right there.
Yeah, the Big Rock. Now, the one that was in Birmingham. Yeah, right.
It's right there.
They're gone now.
I'm literally looking at it.
I think they closed now.
Yeah, they closed down. Yeah. Guy
But-
bought it and then like can't do anything with it because it's like with it. Yeah, go ahead though.
It's by the railroad tracks. and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it was special. I'm sitting there eating dinner or sitting down chilling, and who walks over to my table? None other than Lloyd Carr.
Yeah.
It was the big game the next day. I forgot who they were playing. He comes walking over to my table to say hi to me and my family.
Did that to me one time too.
To me that is huge. Love the guy. Very happy that the tunnel will be named after him forever.
And that's what I want to say, and then I'll wrap the Lloyd piece up, Ryan. And you hit this on the head, and I didn't even think about it, and I feel terrible that I didn't think about it. You think about Michigan, and you think about what Lloyd Carr did. You think about the national championship team. You think about Charles Woodson. You think about in the middle of crises to get from that to get to a point where he won 5 championships, and he's one of the most winning coaches of all time. But there's no semblance to him. There's no statue. You know, there's nothing etched in stone. Well, there is now. But there was nothing etched in stone. There's no statue. And, you know, the teams that win national championships, the teams that have Heisman Trophy winners, the teams that have a lot of success, the Alabamas, the Oklahoma has a whole Heisman Park, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They honor those that took their programs to the next level. And it's good to finally that he has some semblance. You can see his name, the Lloyd Carr Tunnel. It'll always be there because he's always a part of Michigan.
And it's great that it's happening that when he's alive.
Yes.
And he can be there.
Exactly.
And everybody can take part and
Amen.
celebrate it. So great to do that.
Are you getting down there?
I'm going to a wedding. I had tickets too, and I wanted to be there for it exactly, but I
take them.
I got the wedding. I gave them away already. Thanks.
You still got those tickets?
I do not.
Oh,
Fill in the blank Friday. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Swiss Insurance.
Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop a medical condition that makes them uninsurable? Swiss Insurance can save you money on your auto and home, resulting in the ability to not come out of your pocket. No out-of-pocket fees as it relates to your child's insurance, or no out-of-pocket costs to insure your child. Mark at Insurance Group Swiss does amazing job. Swiss Insurance Group, they cover you, they cover your family. That's what's most important. They cover your family.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, guys, welcome in.
Hey, gang.
Hey, gang. Sorry. I had an eyelash in my eye, man. I had an eyelash in my
eyelash,
eye.
man. Yeah, eyelash, man.
All right, it is a Fill in the Blank Friday here on WoodwardSports.com. JB, you can hit it, and Maz, you can start it.
I certainly will, and here we go. This Michigan game will tell me blank about the Wolverines. Ryan, you're first.
Everything. This game will tell me everything about the Michigan Wolverines that I want to know. Can they compete for a Big Ten championship? Can they stay with Ohio State in Columbus? Is this national championship, these aspirations, are they a reality, or is it just a pipe dream? I think we're going to learn a lot about the Michigan Wolverines. I think we're going to learn everything about the Michigan Wolverines.
I had the same exact word, everything. It'll tell me everything I need to know. It'll let me know if this Michigan team is for real. If this Michigan team has an opportunity to compete against Ohio State in Columbus this year, that's a tall order. That's a tall order. It'll let me know if this is a team that, you know what, this team is good enough to beat Penn State. They'll beat Michigan. They'll beat Michigan State. They'll beat Nebraska and Illinois, and they'll lose to Ohio State. And, you know, maybe sneak into the playoffs and maybe once again get blown out. It'll either be that, or, you know what, no, this team is a team. They showed me a lot against Penn State, because guess what? There's still a lot of season to get to Ohio State. There's a lot of room for improvement, but that improvement starts this week. That improvement starts now. Nothing I have seen lets me know that they can beat Ohio State. Nothing I have seen lets me know that Michigan can go to Columbus and beat Ohio State. I got to see it tomorrow, and I think we will.
I can't argue with you guys on that. I mean, up to this point, I'm not super impressed with what I see, but they're a work in progress. This is their first test. Let's see if they can pass it tomorrow at home. Let's move on. MSU blank Wisconsin because blank.
MSU will beat Wisconsin because I think they have some pride. Period. I don't see them losing 6 in a row, 7 in a row, potentially 7 games in a row. I think they get one of them, and I certainly don't think they beat Michigan. I don't believe they'll beat Illinois on the road. So this is the one they're going to have to get. This is the one they're going to have to get to avoid 7 straight losses. I think they will beat Wisconsin because they have some pride.
Me and you, man. People in the comment section are about to get angry, but I had the exact same thing. But I just similar reasons, just different wording. I said Michigan State will beat Wisconsin because they're desperate. I said Michigan State will beat Wisconsin because they're desperate. That's what I had. Simple as that. I mean, at the end of the day, they got to start Kim at quarterback, but I think they do have pride about themselves. I think they'll go out there. I think they'll fight. I think they'll sneak an ugly win because Wisconsin is an ugly team as well this year. So, ugly win for Michigan State at home.
I'm going to go the opposite of you guys. I watched them in person last week, and I just don't think they have it. MSU will lose to Wisconsin this week because they're just not a very good team. And like you and I have, and all of us have been saying, I just don't think they can win another game all year with that schedule. I just don't.
They might not.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
All right, how about this game? Biggest game of the day. One of them, at least. Tennessee will blank Alabama at home.
Braylon.
Tennessee will lose to Alabama this weekend. It's once again the same thing I say about the Detroit Lions. You got to show me. I understand Hendon Hooker is playing amazing. I understand that. I understand they're getting good offense. I understand their defense is actually playing really good. But you still got to show me. Tennessee hasn't beaten Alabama in 15 tries. Once again, I repeat, Nick Saban is 15-0 against Tennessee. And until you do something, you don't know that you can do it. So with that being said, I'm taking, whether it's Milroe or whether it's Bryce Young. If it's Bryce Young, it's for sure. But I'm taking Milroe as well. I'm going Alabama because Tennessee is 0-15.
I'm going to say upset, and I'm going to say Tennessee will upset Alabama at home this weekend. I just don't believe this is the Alabama team that we have grown accustomed to. And I think everybody in the SEC is going to – I don't think Tennessee is going to go unbeaten either. I don't think Georgia is going to go unbeaten. I think there's going to be no SEC team that goes unbeaten this year. I think it'll be a round robin. They'll beat up on each other, and I think that starts this week with Tennessee beating Alabama at home.
To your point about that, if Tennessee goes unbeaten, they're winning the national championship.
Yep.
Because Tennessee plays Alabama, Tennessee plays Georgia, then they'll have to turn around and play Alabama or Georgia again, and then if Tennessee wins in the regular season to Georgia and Alabama, they'll win it all.
What's the spread on this game?
8.5. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, then there's no way Tennessee is beating them. Alabama will trounce them tomorrow. Give the points as well. USC will blank Utah tomorrow at the Big U.
Get routed. I think everybody's high on USC. I think this Utah team, this is their Rose Bowl. This is their Super Bowl. They are putting everything they have into this game. It is going to be a blackout in Utah. It is a night game, and I'm not sure USC is coming. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season and beyond, but I think this is one of those games that is not even going to be close. Utah in a rout.
I'm taking USC. USC will destroy Utah. You talk about Utah, this is their Super Bowl. So is it for my man Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley came to USC for one reason. He knew it was the easiest route to the college football playoff. He bought his boy Caleb Williams, Heisman Hopeful with him. He went and got Jordan Addison from Pitt, which Narduzzi is still pissed about to this day, still talking about in press conferences. He's ready for Utah. He's ready for this role. He's ready to sneak into the college football playoffs year one. Mark my words, destruction befalls the Utes.
Totally disagree. Can't wait to see how it plays
finally,
out.
it's about time to disagree.
Totally disagree.
What's the spread?
Utah minus 3.5. Begging you to take the Trojans. Begging you.
I'm with Braylon. Give me the Trojans, baby. Utah will win. No, they won't. Utah will keep it close. USC will prevail.
Destroy them.
USC. And finally, here it is. I am blank that the Lions aren't playing on Sunday.
Thankful. I can't take it. I need a break. That's fill in the blank Friday. I am thankful the Lions don't play this Sunday. I need a break.
I'm excited. I get tired of talking to all these Kool-Aid drinking idiots, man, that just don't want to hear about the Lions and want to believe that Dan Campbell is something he's not. I'm glad for 1 week I'm spared so that I can pay attention to the rest of the NFL that actually does have good games going and teams that I don't care about whether they win or lose. So I am excited. I don't have to hear you guys complain to me on social media or on my text messages.
And I am very disappointed that the Lions aren't playing tomorrow, only because I love watching the Lions and I love talking about them on Blue Monday. Regardless, if they win, great. But mainly, they lose. And you know what? That's just the way my weekends go. I've been here for 29 years. I suffer for my soup. Give me more Lions.
Some of the Lions, when Mario says happy, Nicholas says glad. Jack says, I am thankful I'm not a Lions fan.
I like that one.
King Horse, ecstatic.
King Horse loves the ponies, by the way, like me.
That's great. Very funny.
Side note, what we're talking about, the NCAA definitely wants the University of Michigan to win this game, not just for rights and rankings and things like that. It's an ugly race between Penn State and Michigan. Can you just imagine that? If Penn State beats Michigan, then turns around and loses to Ohio State, and then Michigan beats Ohio State. Like
then you got the same scenario in the SEC that I just described in the Big Ten, a round robin, where Michigan would be. If Michigan loses this game, they still got a shot.
Yeah,
they do. If they beat Ohio State, they got a shot.
They have no shot if they lose tomorrow.
Well, I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Technically, what if? Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That's just like you said. You wouldn't think that Michigan had a shot after they lost to Michigan State, right? Last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. They had a shot.
That's a little different. It's a different of a year.
No, it's not.
It's a different year.
No, it's not, Maz.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, very good.
There's a lot more teams that are probably more deserving than the two lost Big Ten teams this year.
Good on you.
Thank you very much.
I agree with you.
All right.
Finally. What? You got something here?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, we are going to do our picks next. Look out, I'm coming. I got a shocker for you here.
I keep getting cheated, man.
A shocker for you here.
I bet I know which one it is.
I'm going to guarantee a win this week. One game, I got it for you. I'll have it for you next. But first, a message
from
I need one.
SMA. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about substance abuse and mental health. Their podcast, this is the S word, and the S word stands for stigma, because we're out here trying to destigmatize mental health. Everybody goes through something, but now you don't have to run from it. You don't have to hide from it. You don't have to be embarrassed of it, because we are all willing to give the information, share the information, and let you know that it is okay to not be okay. Go to thesportsma.com. Sean Jordan does an amazing job with the website, the content. It is amazing. Go to thesportsma.com. Get the help you need.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey everybody, only at Big Frog can you get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in today, tell them we sent you, and they will hook you up and print you one right on the spot. So stop in today at Big Frog in Novi to get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt, or check them out online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Novi. All right, gang, here we go. It is our pick segment. Just to throw it up on the screen for you, Maz is leading this 22-11-2. I'm a couple of games behind him at 20-13. Braylon bringing up the rear at 15-18. But he is self-admitted he does not like playing against a number. He just wants to play against the money line. But again, if you have followed Maz or my picks over the course of the first 6 weeks of the NFL, you are winning yourself some money. You are ahead of the game.
I can't wait to hear your lock because my suicide pool is still up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lock.
You won't be using it, I tell you that.
All right.
You won't be using it.
All right.
Here we go.
Go ahead, Maz.
All right, boys. Ryan, lead off the New York Jets at Lambeau Field and the Green Bay Packers. Packers coming off a loss in London. Jets coming off a big win over the Dolphins when Braylon was there. Packers are given 7.5.
I don't think the Packers are 7.5 point favorites better than anybody. I think the Jets are playing with some confidence. I like their defense. I'm taking the Jets in this one.
Jets, Jets. Sauce Gardner is a beast. And they finally got some offensive output from their offense, man. The young guys, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. Got to take the Jets.
I take the Packers. They're due for a spanking. Man, I picked them last week against the Giants.
I know, Giants but I'm saying, when are you just going to admit no?
No, I'm not going to admit it.
No, 7.5 over the Jets.
5 weeks, man. Give it a chance. All right. It's the Jets. Come on, they're going on the road.
It's the Packers.
Yeah, they're going to Lambeau, man.
But
Jets are going to look up. They're going to be like, whoa.
When has Lambeau been a home field advantage in the last 6 years?
All right.
They dominated home during the regular season.
Okay.
They just can't win in the playoffs.
This is very true.
Ravens at the Giants. Giants at Giant Stadium by themselves this week.
I start this one.
5.5 the Giants are getting off that win in London.
I'll take the Ravens. I don't believe they've played anybody yet talking about the Giants. I mean, look, Dayball's got those guys winning, and it looks good. But on offense, outside of Saquon Barkley, they got nothing going. Wide receivers suck. Daniel Jones is running the ball, and he's not passing it anywhere. I'm going with the Ravens, and I believe Lamar Jackson has one of those games where we're talking about him, moving him from elite-ish back up to MVP. Is it the hot take?
This is not a hot take. This is a guarantee alert. Guarantee alert. I guarantee not only the New York Football Giants to cover the game, they are going to win the game this week at home. Wink Martindale, the former defensive coordinator, longtime coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens, now in New York. If there's one guy that knows how to stop Lamar Jackson, it's this guy. Does he have the tools to do it? Not sure, but he's going to be the best available person to do it. Wink Martindale plus 5.5 is my magic number. Anytime I see a 5.5 on the board, I'm taking that team to cover.
I thought it was a 5.
Nope, 5.5.
You said 5.5.
Got 5.5. 5.5. I think they win. Guarantee alert. Giants.
I don't have anything to say against that. I think it could be that case. Wink Martindale, my favorite quote ever. Man, he could throw a strawberry through a battleship. That's Wink Martindale. So I think there's a chance that can happen. I'm still going to go with what I've seen, which is the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
I got the G-Man at home. Ravens have already won at Giant Stadium. The first week, I think they split. Giants can win this game. 49ers at the Falcons. Falcons play with everybody. Play hard. They're getting 5, a magic number, at home. Who wants to lead this one?
I'll take it again.
Go ahead.
I'm taking the Falcons. And I actually think the Falcons are going to beat them on the money line. I think the Falcons have been close all year. I think they've been knocking at the door, whether it was last week, whether it was the last week against Tampa Bay, whether it was against the Rams and the comeback that they had. They've been knocking at the door all week. If they don't get cheated on that call, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. So I'm going to take the Falcons, and I think they might win on the money line.
You want me to go or you?
Go ahead.
I'm following Braylon. I love the Falcons. I like their guts. Arthur Smith is an excellent coach. And the Niners are down their best defensive back. Remember last week?
Yep.
He took it to the house, and I can't remember his name. Elijah something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Elijah Collins?
Give me the Falcons plus the 5 at home.
Taking the 49ers minus the 5. I think they come east and win the football game. They are just a different team with Jimmy Garoppolo. Their defense travels well. That's the one thing that does travel. Give me the 49ers in this one by more than a touchdown.
All right, let's keep it going. The Patriots at Cleveland in the dog pound against the Browns. That's Bill Belichick's former stomping ground, isn't it? Browns favored over New England by 2.5. How about that one, Ryan?
I got the Pats. I just they look to be gaining some confidence right now as well. And I just think Bill Belichick against Cleveland, he always does this to Cleveland as well. That is one team he has owned over the years. It's his former team. He has owned them, and I just believe he gets that defense ready for Jacoby Brissett. I'll take the Pats.
Have you ever heard the name Nick Chubb?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the name? Do you know what Nick Chubb does? Do you know what Nick Chubb does once it gets cold outside? All he does is rush for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's what he does. Not to mention Jacoby Brissett has seemed to find a rhythm with Amari Cooper. And Njoku's the tight end specialist in the red zone. Give me the Browns. And I don't think this was close. I think they got last week. They just outplanned us. They out-schemed Ben Johnson, Ben Belichick. He was waiting to put a spanking on somebody. I think this gets back to what they really are, which is a bad football team.
I got Cleveland as well. I think they bounce back. They've lost 2 games that they should not have lost. I think they get this one straight as long as they get that kicking game.
Cleveland's going to be 4-1 right now.
Yeah, they're good. And I said they were a Super Bowl.
I'm sorry.
I got the Browns.
Cleveland, okay.
All right. I got the other Cincinnati, the other Cleveland team, the Bengals, the other Ohio team, I mean. The Bengals at the Saints. Saints at home, getting 1.5 points at the Superdome.
I don't like Cincinnati, but I'm picking them because I got to pick somebody. I don't like either. I would not play this game if my life depended on it. But you're forcing me to pick it. I'll pick Cincinnati.
I'm with Ryan. You got to pick Cincinnati because Joe Burrow. This is one of those quarterback games. I'm taking Joe Burrow.
I'm taking the other quarterback that hates the Bengals.
Fine.
Andy Dalton.
There you go.
With the Saints. Saints win that game and cover that thing. Get that spread.
Going down.
They're going to win the game. Never mind with the spread. All right, the game of the year so far.
Hold on. Do the Eagles and Cowboys first. Say the other one for last.
Eagles and Cowboys. Yeah. That's a Sunday night game. Eagles are laying 6.5 at home. 4-1 versus 5-0. Who wants to go first?
I'm going Dallas, man. I mean, that defense is just that defense is so freaking good. Might be one of the best defenses we've seen in a decade, to be honest with you.
Whoa.
They're that good. They're in the conversation. They're in the top 5 defense in the last 10 years right now. They're
not even the number 1 defense in the NFL.
I'm telling you, that defense is playing good. That defense is the top 5 defense in the last 10 years.
Well, you know who's the number 1 defense in the NFL? It's the team on the other side of the ball in the Philadelphia Eagles.
They haven't played any. Well, how do they do that? Either way, fine.
I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good
Listen,
for you,
Micah Parsons. Look, Micah Parsons is that guy. DeMarcus Lawrence is playing well. The one thing that Micah Parsons doesn't do well is when they run gap zone blitz at him, and when they run the run package at him, double team him like that, he does not do well. He's 182nd out of pass rushers in the NFL. I'm taking. It's a tough one. I'm taking because you guys got me playing in that. Now I'm thinking in my head. With the spread. All right, I'm taking the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
Them Cowboys, man? I got CeeDee Lamb. How about them Cowboys?
You just took Dallas.
No, I just took. You know whose birthday was yesterday?
Whose?
Jerry Jones.
You know what time
He's 80.
it is.
Jerry Jones, 80 years old. They can't let the man lose on his 80th birthday.
Well, you guys both have the Cowboys.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Make it a clean sweep. I'll take them as well. Even though that number. They want you to take the Cowboys in that number. Philadelphia, undefeated, would love to lay it out on their most hated rival. But
Marcus Lawrence press conference yesterday kind of got me excited. Like he's waiting to put the hurting on Jalen Hurts. You see what I did
I'll
there?
still take Dallas. Give me that one. And by the way, Aaron Judge, 4 strikeouts. It's his 4th ever 4 strikeout game. The guy is in a desperate hole right now.
Terrible.
2-2 game, by the way. Good game.
He's changing his swing up. I'm watching as I'm talking to you. And Pete Rose said this one time on Fox Sports. He said you never change your swing. He said you either move up in the batter's box or back in the batter's box. You move out, you move in. He said you choke up or you come all the way down. Never change your swing. Those are the 6 things you do.
Last one of the week. It's the best one of the week. It's the 4:30 game on Fox. It's the on CBS.
The primetime game?
Well, because CBS wouldn't give it up.
Yeah,
that's why. It's
the
their game.
This one.
It's Bills at the Chiefs. Chiefs plus
Payback.
2.5. First time ever Patrick Mahomes has been an underdog at home.
Payback, Bills. Payback. That's the only way. That's the only thing I can go with.
I'm taking the Chiefs. Like I think the Bills. I think the Bills are the better team, no doubt. I think the Chiefs have the better quarterback, no doubt. But something about Patrick Mahomes when he's behind. He actually has a better winning percentage when he's behind than winning the game. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Give me the Bills.
You got it.
It's payback. Time to pay the bills.
All right, guys. I have a child care issue. I'm going to let you guys bring it home from here. So I got to get out of here right now. Good to see everybody. We'll see you next week. You guys bring us home.
All right. Let's take it to the break. At least take us to the break.
Oh, yeah. Take it to. Oh, yeah. I take it to the break. And it's an empty seat. Ryan and Ermanni has to get up out of here, but I'll take you to the break. And now a message from the Folding Warehouse.
See you guys.
I see you. Love you, brother.
That's my turn.
243 Braylon.
Oh, that's great. The Folding Warehouse. We're live here, Ryan. The Folding Warehouse. Two ways to play it.
You're so unprofessional.
In Hamtramck. 2 ways to play this game. $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. 10 or 12 of your closest friends and family. Bring them on down. You got the whole lane to yourself for 2 hours. It run you nothing much. How about it? Get down there as soon as you possibly can. Get your full on. Any drink you want. Multiple full bars. And, of course, the $2 mystery beer machine. Bring your own food in. Have it delivered. It's all at the Folding Warehouse. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Hey everybody, what's going on? JB here letting you know about Planet Fitness and their special offer of just $1 down and $10 a month.
$10 a month?
Yeah, $10 a month, which I have to tell you, Braylon, this offer ends today.
Oh.
So that means you need to go in club today to fill out and join. But Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live from Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights all day Wednesday, October 26th, which we are giving you opportunity to win a couple of prizes. One, the Michigan versus Michigan State tickets. Comes with 1 free year of the Black Card membership, a signed Darren McCarty jersey, and even though he might be wearing 33 today, we got a signed Braylon Edwards jersey for you as well. So join in club today or check them out at planetfitness.com.
Braylon Edwards coming at you, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Last segment of the week, and it has been a great week from Jarrett Irons to Brady Quinn. We've had amazing guests.
How about Woody?
Oh man, Damian Woody on Tuesday was amazing. So Damian Woody on Tuesday was amazing. A great show. JB in there doing his thing with the Bobby Boucher. Mama said, got my man Fletch over here doing his thing with the graphics and getting us on track. And also Adam Morris, he snuck in the studio.
He punched in.
But Maz, it's your favorite time of the show. Let's go around the NFL.
Yeah, you know I love it, going around the NFL. Let's start you off with former Bronco quarterback John Elway. Goes on Twitter yesterday, and well, he kind of said, "Hey, Kevin O'Connell's doing a really good job," but he kind of took a shot at the head coach Nathaniel Hackett. Let's see if you could put this one up there, Fletch.
And that's no surprise that he took a shot. That's no surprise, and once he gets it up, we'll talk about it. It's from Pro Football Talk, and graciously praising Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell, former Broncos GM John Elway arguably takes a shot at Denver's coach Nathaniel Hackett with these who he did not hire. Maz, can you read the quote?
I wish I could.
It's a little small up there.
Fletch could read it, maybe.
He doesn't have a quote on it.
basically he took a shot. It's one undertone type deals.
We all took a shot at Nathaniel Hackett.
Very true, but I think it's one of those deals where he didn't want Russell. He wanted a taller guy. He didn't want that guy, and then he didn't want Nathaniel Hackett. Listen, some guys know you got to trust the guy who won 2 Super Bowls. The guy that brought in Peyton Manning, won another Super Bowl, got to another Super Bowl and lost. Guy has his pulse on what the NFL is, and Nathaniel Hackett, as we're finding out, isn't the guy that's an X and O's guy. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he seems to be lost. Russell Wilson isn't helping him, but once again, John Elway didn't want the short quarterback. That was one of John Elway's biggest gripes, man.
Yeah, at least Hackett brought in somebody to help him.
Yeah.
He can admit it. Sometimes you admit your faults.
It's true.
You bring a guy in to do it. We'll see how that works with Dan Campbell going forward with his staff, and who knows what's going to happen after next week.
Acceptance and admittance is the first step.
Let's go. This one's for you because you're a player.
Okay.
So tell me if this ever happened to you.
I don't play around. I just crush a lot.
Mike McDaniel praised the team earlier in the week because they took their ratty old ping pong table out. He's like, I'm glad they took it out because now they can concentrate on football. Well, it turns out Tyreek Hill said, we only took it out because we bought ourselves a custom table. So they brought in a custom ping pong table here. Mike McDaniels, I'm sorry, we're still playing ping pong.
That's funny as hell, man, because I've been on those teams. Like, ping pong is the sport. Whatever lounge you go into, Mass, whatever players lounge, it's not video games, although they do have the Xboxes and the PlayStation 5s. Like, they have that, but I meant, like, arcade games. They don't have pool tables. It's ping pong. And the best players are usually the kickers, the punters, and the quarterbacks, although Golden Tate was a hell of a player. But those ping pong matches, they do get intense. Guys show up late to walk through sometimes. Whoa. Guys are, like, trying to put their helmet on and pads on as they're trying to finish the game and get out to practice. Those games, in terms of ping pong, they do cause distractions, so I can understand where Mike McDaniel's coming from.
I know, but now that the table's back in there, what does he do? I mean, what does he say? Because he said, oh, good, I'm proud of my guys. Yeah. They want to concentrate on football. No, Coach. We just wanted to bring in a custom table. What did the Jets have in their locker room? What did the Browns have in their locker?
Browns had a barbershop, and they didn't have anything. I mean, it's the Browns. What do you expect?
Well, I don't know.
Now it might be different, but it wasn't a lot. Well, then the locker room is Deshaun Watson just patiently waiting to play at some point.
Yeah.
Not Mike McDonald, but the Jets, we didn't have a lot either, but once again, it's new. Oh, now they got the PS5. They have a barber chair. They have the Xbox 5 or whatever it is, and the nice setup is beautiful. But that ping pong table, that's where it's at. They had that in Seattle.
All right, next up, Tom Brady and the Brady brand signed their first NIL player from Jackson State.
Shedeur Sanders, a.k.a. Deion Sanders' son, Jackson State quarterback.
How about that?
Tom Brady's Brady brand has signed the first athlete. This is fire, man. This is dope. You love to see this. Shedeur Sanders getting the NIL money. They talked about the HBCUs not being able to get the type of funding that Big 5 or Power 5 schools get. Well, obviously, they're trying to fix that. Deion Sanders, for all that was made about Eddie Robinson Jr. and the comments that were made in the back and forth, you just really have to appreciate what Deion Sanders has done to the HBCU, bringing light to the HBCU, getting them on ESPN, getting them some game day vibes. Whatever Eddie Robinson Jr.'s gripe is with Deion Sanders, I need him to get over it and get on the program.
No doubt about it. Let's get to the power rankings because the weekend is on us. Check it out. Lions holding firm at number 30 on there. Man. Now, this was before the Bears game last night against the Commanders. Not that those two teams matter anyway.
Bears still have 2 wins.
But here you go. What do you think of that? Who would you move around? Anybody?
The Bears are awful. Like, even though the Bears have 2 wins, the Bears are awful. The Texans,
would you put the Bears behind the Lions?
I would. I mean, I know they have 2 wins, but I mean, if you count the 49ers game in a monsoon, hell, you could have put De La Salle High School out there. They could have got lucky and won that game in a monsoon. So I would definitely put the Bears behind them. The Broncos have better talent, but the way the Broncos are playing, you got to start. I would put the Broncos behind the Raiders. I would move the Broncos, Bears down.
Wow.
I would, man. The Bears
Raiders got to go up. I think.
Yeah, the Raiders will have to go up for me. I know they're 1-4, but they've been in some close games.
Best 1-4 team ever.
They had a chance to beat the Chiefs. They had a chance to beat the Chargers early on in the year. Yeah, I think you're really just looking at the Broncos, the Bears, and the Texans. But I mean, the Lions. As much as you want to talk about, they're 1-4. You can say they almost did this. They're 1-4. The Commanders are god-awful. Carson Wentz last night was 99 yards. I mean, it's
ugly.
It's ridiculous. And the Panthers, I mean, Baker Mayfield actually might have helped himself by getting hurt.
He did. That's what they said. And lastly, I'm heading down to town. I'm going to Little Caesars tonight. I'm going to watch the Red Wings and Montreal Canadiens. Game 1 of the 2022-2023 season. What say you about the Detroit Red Wings?
I think they're going to be much improved. I'm excited to see this team, man. I'm excited to see Lucas Raymond. Excited to see Lucas Raymond. Excited to see what year 2 Morris Sider is going to do after winning the Calder Cup last year. Excited to see what Dylan Larkin is going to do. Like, I need him to be a guy this year. I need him to get those good guys. And also, I'm excited to see the free agent moves, man. Andrew Kopp, Ben Sherratt. You look at those are going to be guys that help us a lot this year. So I'm excited about that, and also excited to see the goalie play after Coach Alex Westland has
It's a sellout, baby. A sellout at Little Caesars. There's also a concert downtown, so if you're heading down there, get down early and get some parking. And, of course, we can't leave you without a little last-minute baseball. 2-2 right now. It's the Guardians and the Yankees in the 8th tonight, NLDS.
Yeah, now we're talking.
All right, you got the Dodgers at the Padres, and you got Atlanta at the Philadelphia Phillies. So it's going to be some good watching tonight. Bray, have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for everything.
Yankees, Braves, San Diego Padres, Mavs, you're my guy. Hey, this has been a hell of a weekend. Hey, tune in. WoodwardSports.com is doing some things, man. We got some great shows, whether it's BDE in the morning, BDE from 11 to 1, whether it's the Woodward Sports Morning Show with Adam Baydun, doing some big things at Jeff I. Freddy. So keep tuning in, keep watching, and I promise you, we'll keep getting better. For my man JB, my man Maz, Fletch to my right, my guy, brother from another mother, Ryan Ermanni. We are Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.